Hey everybody, Roger here. We got to talk to you guys today about an update with Mundane Matt. This entire day, while I'm working, I've been researching. I've been watching a lot of videos, a lot of people's opinions, both for Matt and against Matt in regards to this his new apology. And granted, the apology is something that was pushed by a lot of people to say, hey, you need to do this, man. You need to do this because you're ruining your credibility if you don't in the long run. And I think I would assume that what probably hit him was when he was at MythCon. Maybe there were a lot of people there. I mean, we saw the picture of him with the quartering and a couple of other people who normally have a beef with him. And he's like, oh, people in real life are actually pretty nice. The people that have an issue with you or whatever. And it's like, well, yeah, but at the same time, you kind of got to be sincere about all these things, Matt. So anyways, he makes this video, and I'm watching it. And it's a 2.5 minute long video. And he's basically saying, I apologize to so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. I make a response video to it, basically saying this isn't enough. It's a start, but it's not enough. Whether it's sincere or not at this point, I don't know. I initially felt it had an air of sincerity, but after today's reactions from a lot of people, both for him and against him, after a lot of people's after Mundane Matt's reactions on Twitter, this pretty interesting beef with him and Ethan Ralph at the moment, and what he did to Suit Yourself, it just kind of, it was like, okay, you know what? I'm beginning to throw a little bit of the favor that I had for you, Matt, a little away now. It's just you're again it looks like you're doing only what's exactly specifically not necessary, but what people have advised you to do, and you will not budge from that. It seems like you will not move a little more than that. You still never apologize to me. I don't think I'll ever get one. I keep repeating this over and over again. I know it sounds like a broken record. You never apologize to Joy Sparkles. Suit Yourself makes videos about you. I would say a lot more lighthearted than Dame Pesos, and with his advice, which I would highly suggest you follow. Watch his latest video regarding what you need to do to bring your credibility, at least a semblance of credibility, back to you. You decide instead to block him. Odd. And then you basically give a fuck you to Ethan Ralph. And Ethan Ralph, in all fairness, Ethan Ralph said that your apology was a big fuck you as well. Or, he said, fuck it, fuck Mundane Matt or whatever. So I can see the beef from that standpoint, but you have to understand, Matt, you were the one caught in this. There's a couple of things I want to clear out from here as well. Number one, quit referring to this as a mistake. People make mistakes, and when they make mistakes, it's not a habit. It's not a habit. You're not ever going to learn your lesson if you assume this is a mistake. This is not a mistake. This is Kilroy 101 all over again. This is what I try to tell Kilroy when they asked me for advice, or when they were asking me, like, what do I think of this? What do I think of that? And they took it. They took that information. They wanted to hear the positive and the negative. You're not doing that. You're not doing that. I'll give you this first lesson to start with. Own up to the fact these weren't mistakes. These were actions that were caused consciously by you wanting to do them, wanting to false flag. You were wanting to do them. You did them for months, if not years. And mistakes don't happen like that. Mistakes aren't something that you do consistently. Mistakes are not where you have Mundane Matt or Matt Jarbo, whatever the fuck nickname people give you. Matt, you do not put your name. Nothing is a mistake if you have a Google Alerts for your name for any given name that you've been given, and you keep a close eye on it so you can see what's popping up about you on YouTube or Twitter or whatever, on YouTube, so you can, basically on YouTube, so you can false flag. You're again abusing the system. You're doing exactly what you supposedly stood up against. People being false flagged, people being censored, people being taken off platform. These were not mistakes. These were intentional happenings that you have done to a lot of people. And even then, if I agree with Suit Yourself, I think you really should do his checklist of like those 6 or 7 items on his latest video, instead of just blocking him. Here's the thing. I think you think way too highly of yourself, that you look at people like us who have lower subs as nothing. No, we have a little bit of an influence as well. I might not have a lot of push and pull here, but I think I can give a good analysis of what's going on here. And I can definitely do a huge favor for you and let you know this is not a mistake. Own up to the fact that you did these things on purpose, and then you're going to start to make progress. This isn't an apology because you kept saying mistake, mistake, mistake. I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I won't do it again. No, Matt. Stop calling it a mistake. Say, I fucked up. I false flagged people on purpose. I did it consistently for months or years, and these are the people that I've done it to. Again, take Suits advice and go live stream. Open up that flagging page again, and do a control F5, do a refresh, make sure everybody sees everything that's going on, and among other things, he said if you have multiple accounts, you should probably open those up as well to see if you have other accounts that are flagging. Again, you dug yourself this deep that it's going to take something like this for you to build even your credibility back, and even a lot of your fans say that. However, you have a lot of sheep fans as well. I love it when mine question mine. And I love the ones that do follow me and like me regardless of what I say. I think it's cool. I think all my fans are fans. I think all of the people who follow me are cool. Whether they agree with me or not, I'm not going to flag somebody because they disagree with me, or because they say something negative about me. I look at that and I look at it as an opportunity for me to challenge them, or for them to challenge me in a debate about a certain subject that we're arguing about. I don't just want to just block them. What does that do for you, Matt? It gets you to this point of where you're at right now. That's what it does for you. So yeah, no, they're not mistakes. That's the first lesson. Number 2, go to Suit Yourself's video. Take all of those advices, plan it out with these live streamers, plan it out with Jim, plan it out with Medicare, plan it out with Ethan Ralph or Tonkasa or whoever it is that you prefer to do this. But by no means do not address those. I think you really have to at this point in time. Now, it's possible you can have your general audience after a couple of years or a couple of months. You build up this audience that knows nothing about your past here. But you know what, buddy? You should know this. We are in the person who writes social media. We are in the internet age. And if somebody is going to like you, I'm going to say about 5 times out of 10, if not a little bit more, not 10 out of 10, maybe 6 times out of 10, they're going to want to look at other videos in your past to find out what kind of person you are. There's some people that I have followed that I do that too. I just want to kind of get an idea of what I'm dealing with, whether it's in entertainment or politics. It's less and less about entertainment these days and more about politics. I'll just put it like that for my preferences. But yeah, you really need to plan this out. And yeah, I made a funny video today about you, and I remember a couple months ago I used the that one song from Benny Mardona's Into the Night. Little did I know it would have so much relevance with the recent uncovered video that just came out about you regarding the church, and you supposedly getting kicked out because you didn't want to have sex with a 13-year-old. Anyways, that was pretty funny. Anyways, what are you guys' thoughts about all this? Do you think that Matt still has a ways to go? Do you think that there's still a lot of things that he needs to do? Or and I'm going to say this just bluntly with how I feel, do you feel like you're okay with being that sheep following him and being okay with what he's done and what he hasn't done, and you think this is enough and all should be forgiven? Think of it like a law. Think of it like law. One last thing I'm going to add here. Think of this like the law. If you in law, everybody right now for Matt, with all the crimes, the internet crimes he's committed, and I'm using this as an example. I'm going to be very fantastic about all this stuff here, so just be aware of that. All of his crimes on YouTube, whether it's and on social media and in real life, he lied about me multiple times, and he never owned up to it. He has false flagged people. He has lied about his crimes in public until he was pinned to a corner and he had to confess. So now we take all of those instances. Let's put him in a booking now. Let's say he was charged with this crime of false flagging. He has this many counts of them. So far, that's the only thing that's been put on the board. The other crimes, the other charges that he's guilty of, they're on the books, but he has not been charged. And that's the part that we're at right now. Yes, everybody's pointing out, oh no, he already admitted to all the false flags. He should be forgiven now. Nope. I'm sorry, people. There's a lot more than just the false flagging he's done. He has lied. He needs to own up to all the lies he's said about a lot of people, including me. And he also, okay, so lies, false flagging, and, yeah, was that it? I don't know. I thought that was 3. Lies, false flagging, and just being deceitful, I guess. He's committed all these crimes, and he's only admitted to a couple that he was pushed to a corner to admit him, to be put into a position that he had to admit, but he's not done. So look at this like if we were in a court of law. He still has a ways to go. He's only gone to court for these infractions so far, but everybody's forgetting about all the other ones. If that's how you look at the law, where like let's look at a murder. If somebody murders 2 people, they go to trial for the first one, and then do you think he's done? No, justice has to be served with the other person as well. Yeah, that's an extreme example, but I think you kind of see what I'm saying now. He's not done. His apology tour, his never can say goodbye apology tour begins now.